weekend, and I just want to do a quick energy check-in. See what we have to look forward to this week. And honestly, I've been thinking about pulling out the shadow work deck and just confirmation. Okay, yeah, it is time to address some things. So why not? Okay. Okay, and this card stuck to me at the bottom. So it says, internal shifts are challenging and can cause you to retreat within the shadow. This hiding helps you manage your thoughts and feelings about others perceiving your changes. Have you outgrown any roles or identities in your life? Also, what risk lies in accepting and embodying these shifts more openly with others? Wow. For those of us who can actively and openly admit and identify the shifts and the changes in our life, we're simply not who we were 7 years ago. Biologically, chemically, everything about us has changed, and we're acknowledging this new energy that we're receiving and this upgrade, right? And the people around us could be struggling with this, and so maybe some of those people aren't around. Maybe you've started to weed out who's going with you and who isn't, okay? And it's okay to leave people behind. I know some of us are struggling with that, but if they're holding you back, it's not leaving them behind, okay? It's moving forward as you should be, okay? So I will do one more, and then I will jump into the tarot. So for those of you who may feel the need to shrink yourself because other people will feel uncomfortable about this new version of you, don't worry about them. Okay, taking care of yourself begins with self-love. And as long as you're not harming yourself or harming anyone else, you are on the right path, okay? The golden shadow. The golden shadow represents the positive yet still hidden traits you have trouble acknowledging, such as the courage to face a challenge. Sometimes you don't give yourself enough credit, okay? When in your life have you faced a challenge? We all have faced challenges, right? How might your past efforts and successes help you meet a current challenge you're avoiding? Sometimes you forget your own strength. Sometimes you forget your own strength, or even worse, you keep yourself small for the benefit of others because you don't want to disrupt somebody else. You don't want to make someone else feel uncomfortable, but you're denying yourself. Hi, Michelle. Hi. We're here doing some shadow work, girl. Okay, and we received internal shifts, right? So we've acknowledged that maybe we have gone through some changes and we aren't the same people. And the people around us may not feel the most comfortable now because, they're literally asking themselves, who do you think you are? They don't recall you to be the person you used to be. So this is uncomfortable for them. This is very uncomfortable. They don't know how to address you. So many of them could feel threatened by this new version of you. Okay, and Spirit is saying, your higher self is saying, don't you dare shrink. Don't you dare shrink. Remember how good it felt when you were facing this and you overcame it. Not only did you overcome it, but you ran right through it. You didn't let it hinder you. So this is what Spirit is saying. Congratulations on the new shifts. And yes, many people around you may not feel comfortable, but your tribe is on your level. Deep, intimate connections are spaces ripe with potential for shadow work discoveries. The shadow often manifests as feeling triggered. Strong emotional reactions can provide great insight into deep-seated fears in relationships. Which behaviors from a partner or potential partner are triggering for you? What fears do these triggers point to? Ooh, okay. That got so personal so fast. Okay. Okay. Abandonment, rejection. It comes down to self-realization and self-actualization. No one can make you feel some type of way about yourself. It's you felt this way about yourself, and now someone else's actions are coming to the are helping you to bring this to the surface so that you can acknowledge it, you can heal it, you can release it, all that good stuff. Okay, so which behaviors from a partner or potential partner are triggering for you? Well, I know for myself, I don't like it when you flirt. I don't like it when you flirt. Flirting is meant as a technique to lure someone in and make them their mate, their partner, right? Flirting should not be done with just anyone. Okay? There's a difference between being kind and nice and friendly and flirtatious, and I don't like it when my partner flirts with other women. It gives them the idea that they stand a chance. And if it's okay for you to flirt, don't get upset when I flirt and I'm better at it. Okay. What fears does this trigger? Well, it makes me feel like I can't trust you. And if I feel as though I can't trust you, I'm going to withdraw. I'm not going to waste my time trying to explain to you what you need to do to change in order for me to trust you. Once upon a time, I did those things. And now that I've shifted and I've outgrown that version of myself, I'm not explaining shit. I'm not explaining. If you figure it out, congratulations. But by the time you figure it out, honey, it is too late. Okay? In shadow work, dreams are the language of the unconscious. Think of a recent dream. What symbols or images do you remember? What meaning could those images and symbols hold for you? Do these symbols or themes have meaning or some connection to your past experiences in waking life? Those are all very good questions. I dream walk, so I'm always bouncing in and out of realms and other people's dreams because it's just something I do. Dreams are important. They are helping you to understand what is going on subconsciously. Okay, journal your dreams. If you've been having weird dreams or dreams you just don't understand, when you wake up first thing, jot down those dreams, and you'll realize as you look back that there is a pattern. The sage is a psychological archetype represented symbolically as a wise philosopher or advisor. They use knowledge and intellect to navigate the world. Have you ever identified as the sage or felt envious of someone who did? What deeper knowledge do you seek to progress in your own life? I've been identified as a sage. I've been labeled as a sage. I'll say that. I've been labeled as a sage. I've been labeled as a lot of things. The reality is I know things and I like to share my knowledge. So if there's someone out there that feels threatened or intimidated by that, don't. It's a natural curiosity. And the same way you hate on my knowledge is the same way you can pick up a book and learn for yourself. Okay. What deeper knowledge do you seek to progress in your own life? And finally, we have received the shadow self at times thirsts for tiny, inconsequential, interpersonal threats or negativity in the form of gossip and petty social drama. In what ways do you invest in or participate in these kind of conversations? What could this behavior reveal in your shadow self about your hidden thoughts and desires? Now, mind you, when all of these cards fell, I waited until I drew them. I waited to read them before I turned them over, each card, okay? And this shadow self, today I had an experience where I was sitting here enjoying my meal, and on the outside of my door, I could hear both of my male neighbors talking shit. Just talking shit about me, about other people. They were just drunk and gossiping. And the New Yorker in me really wanted to open my door, swing open, and just curse them out and tell them that they sounded like a bunch of gossiping schoolgirls. But instead, I overheard everything. I waited a good 20 minutes, and then I went out to check the mail. And I stared them both down, and when they spoke, I said hello. And when one of them invited me to the beach, no thank you. No thank you. No. Boundaries. You're not going to talk shit about me and then invite me somewhere. I don't know you. You are just my neighbor. I don't know you. Boundaries. Okay? Now, I could have, after overhearing all of that nonsense, I could have hurt their feelings and truly emasculated them, because what kind of men do something like that? Right? What kind of men, secure in their masculinity and in their self and in their wholeness, would do something like that, like little teenage girls? Right? And how did I handle it? No, thank you. I'm not interested. Honestly, I don't think they knew that I was home. That's what happened. They didn't know I was home. They probably thought I was at the beach. So when I opened the door, they were quite surprised. Okay, 3 more cards before we move into the tarot. Okay, and I'll review all of the cards that we have. So you understand where this reading is going. Guilty pleasures are small, everyday things you hide your appreciation for to avoid social ridicule. These are often films, songs, or activities others might deem uncool or inappropriate. What is an example of a guilty pleasure you often hide? How can you practice more acceptance and vulnerability around this pleasure? Now, when I draw these cards, we are talking about ourselves, our shadows. These are our shadows that we're addressing. However, due to some of the cards that we have already addressed within ourselves, I would not be surprised if later on when we're doing this reading, it turns out that it tells us of the people or the person who may be projecting these unintegrated shadows. Okay, explaining why we're here doing this work. Okay, guilty pleasures are small everyday things you hide your appreciation for to avoid social ridicule. These are often films, songs, or activities others might deem uncool or inappropriate. What is an example of a guilty pleasure you often hide? How can you practice more acceptance and vulnerability around this pleasure? My guilty pleasure is that I truly like being alone. Not alone, but by myself. Like I draw so much comfort and joy from living without anyone else in my space. That to me is a guilty pleasure. The absence of someone else, and just the joy of my own presence is a guilty pleasure to me. Okay, but don't be surprised if you're dealing with someone and their guilty pleasure is something like flirting or something that triggers you. Okay? Relationship fears are normal. Yet you may project unconscious judgment on yourself for your worries, causing their retreat into the shadows. What are you most fearful of in close relationships? When did you first notice this fear? Does this fear emerge from personal experiences or observations of those closest to you? In other words, if you feel that you're being triggered by someone else's actions, is this coming from a time you've experienced this before and oh my God, you feel this way again? Or is this caused by this person doing it and that's where the feeling is coming from? Are you projecting or observing? Okay? And finally, social environments can be great sources of stress for some, promoting the repression of parts of the self in the shadow. That's where people struggle with their authenticity in public places out of fear of being possibly shunned, rejected, denied. Some people do this. It's natural. It's okay. Fight or flight. It's very understandable. In social groups, which parts of the self do you think you adjust or minimize most often? What are the beliefs or feelings that motivate this need to perform for social acceptability? I can tell you I have 3 friends. Literally, I have 3 friends. So I don't minimize anything. In fact, I have 3 friends and they're all Sagittarius. They're all Sagittarius. They're the only ones that can really seem to hang. It says, okay, sometimes I rock back and forth when listening to music. It's so soothing. I learned later in life that I am neurodivergent. Yes. Yes. Same. Now, another word for neurodivergent. Here's, okay, confirmation. Another word for neurodivergent is unprogrammable. We refuse to be told how to live and what we need to live and how to be. So they call us neurodivergent. If we don't play by their rules, something is wrong with us. No, we have common sense. We have common sense, and to you that seems like, oh my gosh, she doesn't understand. I understand everything you just said. Do you understand what you just said? Because I can explain it in 16 different ways, none of which you will comprehend. Neurodivergent, neurospicy, unprogrammable. That's why I'm able to do my shadow work and visualize and manifest and do the work. I'm able to do this. And so are you. Because, well, we don't allow other people to cloud our judgment and make up our minds for us. That's not how we operate. That is not how we are programmed by the Most High. That's not how we're programmed by God. Okay? So now that we've addressed our shadows, gonna give us messages of life. All right, a little TLC before getting into the tarot, because we don't want to tear something down without building it back up better, right? That's right. Oh, okay. Just as many cards, I agree. Just as many cards, I agree. Ooh, and we have received Searching Within. Look at that. On the evening when we choose to do our shadow work. Look at us. God is in the building, okay? Searching Within. Hopefully you guys can see this, but here she is. And there's this tone here of light, right? So not only do we open our heart chakra, but we're now allowing others to see us and let our true selves through, our authentic selves, our genuine selves. We're allowing this love to shine through. And yes, it may make others uncomfortable, but that's because they're used to living in the dark. Okay? Be patient with them. And if you don't have that kind of patience, then keep it pushing. Put some distance between you so you don't have to hear their whining. I like that approach. Searching Within. What I see outside myself is simply a mirror of my inner self today. I'm going to read that again. What I see outside myself is simply a mirror of my inner self. Today, I empower myself by looking past outer conditions and searching within for the source of a difficulty in my life. My inner wisdom will always help me face life's challenges. It provides my best answers and my greatest healing. As I study myself, I am transformed. And that is what what shadow work is all about. That is the truest definition of shadow work. As I study myself, I am transformed. I am the light. Okay? Achievement. And here we go. And she's climbing this ladder. And I'm thinking, as within, so without, as above, so below. Okay? Achievement. As I advance on the road towards achievement, I discover my greatest strengths and learn from each challenge. I believe in my truest potential. Today I have faith in my abilities and in myself. I move forward towards the fulfillment of my vision. I reach my objectives. I am courageous. I embrace life. I am always in good company on this journey towards the light. And yes, you are, because, well, you're never alone. All of heaven is marching with you. So we have searching within and achievement. So we are proud of ourselves. And you have every reason to be proud of yourself. And if you're not proud of yourself, you should be. Dance to the rhythm of life. She is just living it up. Today I find the joy in my heart. I lighten my life by releasing what I no longer need. I align myself with who I am. I gently acknowledge who I am not. I am grateful for what I possess. I am at peace with what I do not. I appreciate and accept life as it is. I live according to the will of God. In this way, I dance with life and see the magic of love bloom. And I love that so much, I'm going to read it again. Because if this just expresses gratitude at its finest. Today, I find the joy in my heart. I lighten my life by releasing what I no longer need. I align myself with who I am and gently acknowledge who I am not. I am grateful for what I possess, and I am at peace with what I do not. I appreciate and accept my life as it is. I live according to the will of God. In this way, I dance with life and see the magic of love bloom. Ooh, amen, hallelujah. I love it. Because it's true. The moment you stop fighting, I mean, God just starts giving it, you know. I connect with heaven. So I want you to know right now that Spirit is asking you to dance. Move your body. I want you to dance. I want you to release that stored trauma that you have from your root chakra and your solar plexus, right? So we're going to dance. We're going to exercise. We're going to go for a hike. We're going to swim. We're going to do something physical to release that stored trauma, okay? And in doing so, connect with heaven. Today I turn inwards and connect with the heaven within. From this place of peace, I can see that a situation I have resented is actually an ideal opportunity to work on my inner self. I understand that such experiences are necessary for my growth. Thus, I accept situations and now live each day in serenity. Amen. Amen. Listen, if you can't, the definition of being a realist is understanding that everything is temporary and that you should appreciate what you have because it isn't permanent, including situations. None of it is permanent. Not the money, not the struggle, not the people. What is permanent is you and God, your relationship with yourself and your relationship with God. So I'm proud of you for releasing the resentment and the person or situation that was making you feel like you didn't know who you were, that was holding you captive in your home and in your own life. I'm proud that you released yourself. And look at this. Here it says, I am the light with the staircase. Yeah, you released yourself. Today, the light is within me. The light surrounds me. The light protects me. I remain light-filled and joyful, regardless of what circumstances arise. I am a diamond shining forth in all of my splendor. I am worthy of the divine within me. Yes, you are. That's why you were created. A little fraction of God's light experiencing itself, realizing that it's loved and it's God and it's creation and creator. Okay. Hope. As I enter the great school of life, I hold tight to my faith in God. God's love guides me and guards me in every situation I encounter. Regardless of what I confront, I trust in my true nature. Today, I welcome life. I know the light will always return and there will always be infinite possibilities for me. You are the light. You are the light. I am the light. We are the light. Okay? Awareness is next. So think about what I just said. This is us. This is our energy. This is our collective consciousness. This is what we are, a source energy that is constantly creating, destroying and creating. And what you tell yourself on a daily basis is what you are creating and destroying in your world. Nobody has power or authority over you unless you give it to them. So congratulations for it. Here it says application. So awareness and application. I'm going to read this both. But together, this is telling me that you took back your power, that you've been working on your shadows. You've been working on your triggers. You've been putting in the self-love, the self-work, the self-care. You've been doing it. And yes, maybe this is the reason something didn't work, because you have to do this. And in order for you to do this, they can't come with you because they're not interested in doing this for themselves, and they don't want it for you either. Okay? So, awareness. I open my consciousness to my true self. I understand that I'm here to grow, to free myself from conflict, and to discover who I really am. Today, I release the illusion and the limitations of the material world in order to elevate my being towards the eternal light. I grow stronger and stronger as I explore the wonderful being that I am. I know that I'm going to shuffle and we're going to end up getting the strength card. I'm not even going to be surprised when we get that strength card. And application. So this is telling me justice, maybe the world card, the wheel of fortune, ace of pentacles. Let's see. Today I apply all that I have learned during my spiritual quest. I practice loving my life. I allow my inner light to lift my thoughts. As I do so, the laws of universal love take root in my life. Yes, so be mindful of the way you speak to yourself, things that you say quietly, and the things you say out loud to yourself, to the universe, to other people. Self-fulfilling prophecy, right? No one's damning you if you're damning yourself. So be in your power, be in your authority, be in the love that you have for yourself and God. Okay, and I love that so much. Look, the path of light beyond limitations. I split the deck and this is what we got. And I just want you to notice how the background is the same. The same but different, but the same. Right? The path of light beyond limitations. The path of light you are on is beyond the limitations of others. Does that make sense? Did I say that right? Did I say that right? The path we are on is beyond the limitations of others. Yes, I said that right. I absolutely said that right. Okay. Life places the perfect people and situations on my path to help me advance on my journey of inner growth. I possess the courage I need to progress despite any obstacles I might meet. I study my experiences, seeking the wisdom they have to offer. In this way, I improve from day to day. Today, I choose to grow in faith, and I am confident that at the end of my road, I will join the light. Today, I exceed my own expectations. I open my consciousness to the infinite. There is no limitations. There is no end. Everything is unfolding in a continuous now. Therefore, I open my thoughts towards a broader horizon. I look beyond my perception of reality, beyond all barriers created from my own beliefs and fears. I am now open to new possibilities. Or as my son Aiden once said when he was 11, what box? I once told him to think outside the box, and his response was, what box? And I didn't correct him because in that moment he had corrected me. There is no box. Those limitations, they're make-believe. Whether you impose them or someone else imposed them, they're not real, which means you can rewrite those borders like they do with our land every day. Rewrite them, erase them, redraw them, reroute them, whatever you want to do. It's all you, baby. It's all you. I welcome is our final card. I welcome life as it presents itself to me. Today I take each step on my path to fulfillment with good faith. I swim easily with the flow of life. I embrace all experiences the universe bestows on me, even those that may prove challenging. I know all will fall into place for my greater good. What's meant for you won't miss you, and what's not meant for you won't touch you. So, now that we have our shadows and our affirmations out of the way. Well, not so much out of the way, but addressed. I like that better. Addressed. Here we go. I just took it out, and here we go. The Ace of Gabriel. Okay. Which is the Ace of Wands. Okay. A gift of passion, opportunity, and inspiration. The chance to do something amazing. A sense of wonder. Right? So I'm going to take this as the overall energy for the reading. You are brand new. It is what it is. You're brand new. Not everyone is going to understand this. What you tolerated before, you no longer tolerate. You can't. You're not that person. You're not that person. You're not that person. Okay. So, Knight of Ariel. So there is so much to accomplish. being this new person, new levels, new devils. I heard it. I heard it. New levels, new devils. But in the meantime, just enjoy your accomplishments, because yes. What else do we have? Five of Michael. But for right now, you've just removed yourself from a situation that doesn't serve you. Okay, you've released yourself to the outcome, and you're taking a more uplifting approach simply because, well, you don't need to be in that situation. You understand that it's not beneficial to who you are and who you're becoming. Knight of Ariel, Seven of Ariel, Queen of Gabriel. We've got okay. Okay, you have invested wisely in yourself, in your passions, in your world. Okay, you've created opportunities for excitement and adventure from despair. Good for you. You know, you were surrounded by people who weren't interested in your freedom and your sovereignty. They liked you more when you were caged. And I know that feeling. Definitely know that feeling. When I've had people try to constrict me and keep me in one place and all of that. No. Okay, so you understand that with this new sense of self, you really are in this position to do anything you put your mind to, but you do have an important decision in front of you. If you haven't made it yet, this is something that it's like you're expecting it, but you're not expecting it. So I want confirmation on what that is. What are we expecting? What are we expecting that we're not expecting? That was my question. Ten of Gabriel and the Six of Raphael. Help. We're getting help. We're getting help from people we least expect. Would you look at that? The decision we have to make is being with the right people at the right place at the right time. I can understand the decision. I get that. Because who you surround yourself with next is going to play an important part in who you're becoming. Okay? So allow people to help you. Allow people to help you. Because what you're not seeing right, look, the Empress and the Two of Ariel, which is the Two of Pentacles. Okay. With perspective, Four of Gabriel, Six. Yeah. Listen, your needs are going to be fulfilled. And you know this. You've put the work in, and now everything that happens from here on out is the product of the miraculous work you've put into yourself and into the world. Okay? You definitely have reasons to celebrate. Okay? The Four of Wands is all about celebration. Being with your community, loved ones, okay? So 11:11. I don't know why I said that, but if that works for you. This is rewards for your hard work. And here you are in this Empress energy. You've got to balance this. Maybe you're not feeling like that bitch. Well, you should. Or that king or whatever, but Empress energy, It's important to have balance. You may be working multiple jobs or too many projects at once, and you're not making work fun. Which, I can understand not wanting to do certain things at work, especially if you're dating a coworker. I can understand why you'd want to keep things professional, but do remember to have a little fun, right? You don't have to be so serious all the time. Four of Michael, you need rest. You definitely need to take a shower and go to bed, take a nap. But it is your lucky day. You do have new resources, a change in a job or a promotion. Yep, here you go, followed by the, look at that, the Ace of Ariel and the Queen of Ariel came out together after the Empress. Okay, so in case you were wondering, well, what do I do with this energy? This right here. Okay, but you do need quiet meditation. You do need rest. You do need relief from stress. Get yourself a bath bomb or one of those shower tablets, and really, you know, aromatherapy would be good. Just some quiet meditation, visualization. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with my words today, but it is what it is. The dreams are fulfilled. 9 of Ariel. So there's so much love up here. Your dreams are fulfilled. Hard work leads to great success. A love for the beautiful things in life. Well, your pentacles are up, baby. Your pentacles are all the way up. All because you release what's no longer serving you and the people and the places attached to it. You've got reasons to celebrate. You and your tribe, y'all have reasons to celebrate, okay? Happy announcements regarding children, things of that nature, relationships with childhood friends possibly, the announcement of children or grandchildren. So, anything else before I head into the Sacred Rebels Oracle? And then I'm going to call it. Woo, that was a lot. That's just because I'm not shuffling right. Because, yeah. Because that was screaming relationship, and I'm not, Anything else for final messages? Okay. 7 of Michael and 2 of Raphael. Okay, so we're going back into the relationship stuff anyway. This time he gave me 2 cards to sum it up. Fine. There's the better course of action. So with the 7 of Michael, yes, there was some form of betrayal. There was some form of betrayal. They cheated, they stole, they lied, whatever the betrayal was, only you know. And since releasing that, it says 2 hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful. Kindred spirits, don't give up on those you love. There's a better course of action available to you. Working alone may not be the best answer. Review all the details. When it comes to the 2 of Raphael, it does say 2 hearts dedicated to creating something wonderful. Kindred spirits. I feel like maybe this was someone you were thoroughly attached to. They're saying kindred spirits. Now remember, soulmates and twin flames, whatever you want to call them. Kindred spirits is just, we've known them. We are familiar with them, okay? So you walked away from this person, but someone from your past, according to the other cards we have in play, will be making their presence known. A familiar energy is going to surprise you. So it is absolutely the ending of whatever your relationship was. Okay, for those of you who are staying in the relationship, still trying to make something work, if you know it's over, it's over. You're just preventing yourself from moving on with the person that God has for you. Okay. I am not getting into the whole relationship reading thing. I'm not doing it because I'm also in part of this collective and I don't feel like dealing with it. 6 of Michael and Ace of Gabriel. Well then, relocation or travel on the board. So maybe you're going somewhere, someone coming to you. Peace. Release the past. There's a more enriching future coming. Whatever it is, you are moving away from where you were to more peaceful waters. Look at that. Peaceful waters. Followed by the Star card. Okay. The 4 of Ariel. When you give, you receive, followed by the World card, followed by the Chariot, followed by the 2 of Michael. Listen, if you would just choose to be happy right now, you would just be happy right now and enjoy what you have right now and celebrate what you have right now and not worry about what you don't have right now. You have so many reasons to be happy right now. Justice is on your side, okay? That's what Gabriel in reverse. I'm telling you, it's like you've been fighting the decision, the choice to be happy after you've made the decision to be happy. Okay, it's an excellent opportunity for scholarships and hard work. Maybe you don't want to focus on your relationships. This is a great time to focus on your pentacles, your money, your future, your grounding, your foundation. Okay, because the more work you put into you, the more work someone else is putting into themselves. And guess what? You guys, you're going to meet in the middle. You loving yourself right and him loving himself right, or her loving herself right. People who love themselves find each other. And they meet people who will love them the way they love them. And the love that we have for ourselves, we can share with other people. That's how that works. So don't worry about the people that you had to cut out of your life. They can't love you the way you deserve to be loved. Okay? And you know this with the Queen of Gabriel and the High Priestess. But be mindful of someone who's plotting on your money, girl. This situation doesn't deserve you with the Queen of Arrow. Yes, there's someone definitely focused. They're jealous of your pentacles. They're jealous of what you have. So the people that you cut out of your life just in time, because they're not happy for you. They're jealous of you. Okay? Yep, you got another woman hating on your pentacles, or a gentleman. I'm not going to say a gentleman, but a masculine and feminine bitch-like energy, I'll say, hating on you. So, yep. Just a couple of jackasses trying to hate on you. But take great pride in your work. You did it. All that shadow work that you did, all that transmutation, all that alchemy, you did it. Of course, that's going to leave a bitter taste in other people's mouths. They're incapable of doing that. They want to limit your power because they don't have any. No, that's not how we roll. Okay? So, here we go with the power of attraction on the top here. Right? They say opposites attract, but in reality, like attracts like. But there are special circumstances, right? In the world and not of the world, and defend to the end the worthwhile. Only you know what's best for you. Only you know what's right for you. Only you know. I can't leave that up. I didn't realize there were titties out there by bad people. But that's why it's not registered for kids. You know what's right for yourself. You know what you deserve. And you are no longer apologizing for cutting people out of your life, for not respecting your boundaries, for not acknowledging your greatness, for not loving you and respecting you the way you love and respect yourself and them. Follow the rhythm of your own life. Yeah. Move your body. Dance, girl, dance. A few of these cards now are like, they are dancing. You can tell that there's motion and rhythm. So dance. Release that trauma. Exercise. Run. Okay, free from judgment, free to love. It's like people are upset that you understand, no, I'm not perfect. And I worked on those parts of myself that I don't like. You can't use that against me. I made the choice. Every journey begins with a single step. And you made the choice. To move away, to walk away from them. Now you're resting and replenishing your energy, right? The whole time, dancing to the rhythm of your own drum, your own beat. So, shock of the new. Yeah, they can't believe that you're brand new and you're receiving downloads from your higher self in the universe. Relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. Yeah, no need to stress out. Don't worry. God got you. Okay? Dream a beautiful dream and focus on the light. Isn't that beautiful? The way It just, the outside is reflective of, I mean, this is really happening. I love that you guys have your conversations. I love that. I love that we truly are a tribe and a community. That's right. It says, confirmation. There's magic in your most beautiful, whimsical ideals. Beautiful dreams can inspire the practical, hardworking dedication required to bring them to life for the betterment of the world. If you have the power to be a positive influence, no, it says you have the power to be a positive influence. Remember that so you can own it joyfully. Whatever has been troubling you is now enveloped in a golden sphere of light, aligned with the sacred geometry of the flower of life. It is being healed and corrected. The true beauty of what it meant to be will soon be known to you. Be confident, constructive, and anticipate a most glorious revelation. And that's beautiful. And now we have, your light is getting stronger. Your world is changing for the better. Even so, the process of change may be unsettling at times. Stay focused on your path. Do all you can, including making simple and sincere requests for divine assistance as you allow all else to happen of its own accord. The workings of the great light of love want to flow through you. Know that you're worthy, affirm your capability, and practice discerning wisdom whilst remaining positive. Don't be distracted by other paths around you. Continue to build upon your own vision and know your blooming is divinely intended and protected. And with that, my loves, I do believe that's what I have for you. You've put in the work. You should be proud of yourself. God is proud of you. Others may be uncomfortable with this new version of you, but only you know how hard you worked to get where you are, right? No one understands the shadows that you had to integrate and learn to love to become who you are, right? So, I hope that was helpful. And I can't wait to see you guys next time. Love you. Bye.